I hope I have my usual friends in here. And if you are, let me know who's here and we can start the chat. So, in this month's blog letter, however they're referring to it now, I talked about the next stage of judo from beginner and starting from after 1 year of learning. And just like in school, you have a curriculum and goals to reach at the end of the year, so your students can go on to the next stage of judo. And the next stage of judo has to do with the game and understanding, starting to learn long-term skills and short-term skills. And the long-term skills take years and years to learn, but they have to be taught and they have to be uh, continue to be brought up during the year, not every day, but continue to be talked about so they understand what you're talking about because they're not going to be able to do it yet. And then there's short term skills. And that is that, most kids, when they're fighting, they make up their mind what attack they're going to do, what technique they're going to do before they do it. Or they're just going and, grabbing the head and just trying to do any throw they can do. Mostly some kind of sort of either Koshiguruma or Osoto. But what we want to start teaching kids to do is know that how to feel our opponent, where they're leaning, where their balance is. Uh, Beginners usually, because they're beginners, the way they push and pull on each other is so extreme. It's pretty easy to feel it. So when someone is leaning forward, most of the time the kids are pushing back, and that's just very standard. If you go to any beginning tournament, you see kids trying to push each other, and it's a pushing match. And what we want to do is we want to teach people how to take that weight and move it in the right direction and do a forward attack. And just as well, when someone's leaning back, we want to make sure that we're doing a backwards attack. Getting people to respond to you, action or reaction, is something we'll teach down the line, in the coming year. But right now, we just have to learn how to feel our opponents, our their weight distribution. And again, it's going to take time to learn that, but it's a good. It's time to start teaching it. It's time to start teaching it. And again, as we teach, we want to be diligent and watching all the time. And when we're going to make a correction, we want to make a correction in real time. So if someone's making constant mistakes, we don't have to correct each mistake, but we want to correct it in a way where we're not disturbing the match so much, but we want to make sure that they know in real time what they did wrong so they can really relate to that exact instance rather than waiting until the end of the class and and speaking to everyone where these kids probably forget the circumstance they were in. And many times I don't even know the circumstance they're in. So it's good to do. It's good to do. Take the time and stop the match, stop the round of randori, and say stop. Here's where you're at. Here's what you should have done, and then ask them what's on their mind. What were you thinking? A lot of times they're going to tell you, they don't know what they were thinking. However, a lot of times they were saying, well, I was going to try to do this attack. Ask them why. What were you thinking? Why are you trying to do that attack? And usually they're going to tell you, I don't know. I don't know. And you say, did you plan on doing that attack before? Absolutely. So then you try to explain to them that when someone's leaning forward, you want to do a Seanagi, a Tayatoshi, or whatever throw that's going in that direction, and then vice versa. So it's good to do at that stage, that year stage, and start teaching them the game. For those of you that are my age or are baseball fans, you understand that you learn the skills of baseball and then you have to learn the game of baseball. Uh, There's always variables. Picking up a ground ball is one thing, but where do you throw it? It depends on the variable. Is there a man on first? Is there a man on second? Is there no man on base? What's the situation? Are there two outs, one out? All those variables affect what decision you make. It's no different in judo. It's no different in judo. So it's important that we teach the game of judo, the game. So it's something that I find to be vastly missed in beginning teaching, because when I work with experienced athletes that even have some success competing in the United States, and no further than that, but they have success, they don't have an understanding of the game, of what they're trying to accomplish, reading the field, understanding, where my, how to approach the situation I'm in, or what situation am I in? Can you even tell? So those are the types of things that are important to teach your students, and you want to start at an early age. And then what you could do is you can reference videos. Take pieces of videos and show the kids the situation and how advanced players respond in those like situations. And there's plenty of videos available online to do that. So it's something that lots of times when you demonstrate, it's easier if you show them a video and you talk about it and you reference it, and it's easier to do. So I use that a lot with both tachiwaza and newaza, and transitioning. So one of the things I'm working on now that I want to talk about is, we talked about posture, and part of the long term goals we have that we start teaching at a young age has to do with not only posture but positioning. And what I say is we always want to be in a strong position to throw, and that has to do with balance. So keeping our supporting foot under our body when we're making an attack is really important. So you can move from one attack to another. So you can drive when you're using your attack, and so you can also defend if someone makes a counter attack. So those are the things I wanted to focus on a little today. And I also want to show you some drills that I do that will kind of engage that. I have young adults, juniors, doing my drills, but they're doing it with me for the first time. In When I'm working with beginners, especially young kids, I start them out on agility training on one leg, but we'll get to that. What I wanted to show you, well, let's see. So let me see where I can get to this video. So I'm going to show you a video. If any of you can't see it, please let me know. Okay, this is just an agility drill that we do where we go in one direction and we stop solid. And we stop with our shoulders above our hips and our hips above our leg. So we can go and make a hard stop, and that's called deceleration. And again, I start that with kids in the very beginning of their judo learning, hopping on one foot and getting that feel for keeping your shoulders above your hips. And here's just an example. What we're doing here is going in one direction, then the other direction, trying to keep our shoulders above our hips, and we hold it for 3 seconds. So as you see, that it's difficult to do. It's difficult to do. So we practice this, and then what we do is we simulate throws doing this. So here we're just simulating osotogari. So, we talked about osotogari in a previous session, but if you haven't seen it, When we do Osoto Gari, uh, if we step with our supporting leg first, we're never going to get the leg for Osoto. So we do a hooking Osoto. We get the leg first, and then we catch up with our supporting foot. And I have some videos that I'll show you with that. But so what I do is I practice on the ladder, and you don't need a ladder, but I use a ladder because it's easier to do and actually minimize control their steps. If I have a big class, I'll just spread the class out and I'll do it right on the mat. But here you'll see that we're just hopping 3 times and going through the Osoto motion. Stop. So we're stopping hard on our third step. Stop. And then reap. Stop and reap. So I don't do a ladder workout every time, every class, but I do it periodically. So let's see where I'm at. So want to make sure shoulders above the hips. We have to get used to playing that way. Here's just one we do with Uchimata. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. We saw that one already. Let me get a handle on this. So this is the Uchimata. Hopping to the side. So if we you see hopping, staying above your hips. Why can't I do this? It's not letting me adjust the video. So again, that's what we're going to try to do. So where do we start? So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you Uta Abe just moving in practice and watching her go and move as she hooks in, does a foot sweep, hops into Osoto, and how well she keeps her foot under her body so she's in a strong position to throw. So if we could watch, God, I don't know if you could see it good. We want to watch this supporting foot. This supporting foot. She keeps it right under her body. So she can go right into her Osoto. So I love that combination, coming after the ashi first and then coming around, because you shift the weight to the other foot. But you have to keep your leg underneath your body in order to do it. Can I stop this? No, let me go back here. So it's that is something that is taught at an early age. It's not something that's learned by osmosis. It doesn't just happen. So we have to teach our kids how to do it. So it's the ladder or the hopping. I do a lot of different one-legged hopping drills. that I love to do to teach these kids balance on one foot so they can come up and continue their attacks. Let me go to another one. Let me see, which one is this. Okay, so here what we're going to watch is we're going to watch another Osoto, and it's going to be a hooking again, and you have to keep your support under your body when you do this. Let's see if it plays over. Okay. So I mean, I really like this technique a lot. Uh, so again, hook, follow with your foot. If his body's not above his leg, there's no way he can carry on with that attack. So keeping that is critical. Keeping that is critical. So let me see if I do this. I can't. Can I do this? I can't. Okay. I could do this. I can't. All right. So we're going to see an Ouchigari now. And it's the same thing. One of the biggest problems with people doing Ouchigari is their upper body gets in front of their legs. And they end up falling forward when they're trying to throw their opponent. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen uh, a player catch someone with Ouchi, but they're trying to catch their balance at the same time because their supporting foot's not under them and they can't complete the throw. I see it with Kochi too all the time. And it's just it's very common for that to happen. So as we're getting back to basic fundamentals, we need to learn how to keep our feet, our supporting feet under our body. Look at that drive. The drive if her foot was further back, she would not be able to do that drive. Look at the drive. Chest to chest. Look over topping. There it is. So it's I mean it's just absolutely critical that we start teaching these skills at a young age, in different ways. And again, whether you're doing Uchimata, Osoto, any throw that you're going to be on one leg, the placement of your leg is important. And when you're moving, you need to bring your leg underneath your body. Oh, we saw this one. I'm sorry. Let's see which one this is. This is another Ouchigari. Just watch the supporting foot. Under. Look at the drive, chest to chest. And if you guys have watched my if you've been on my sessions previously, I've covered Ouchigari, and there's a lot of aspects of it. But today we're talking about one aspect of judo, and that's your supporting foot, and keeping that supporting foot and your balance under your body. And posture is critical, right? I mean, you can't have straight posture unless that supporting foot is under you. So that's just, I mean, that's just like picture perfect doing that. We saw that. Am I going the wrong direction? Going in the wrong direction. Here's this. So this. That's me. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. This is a. Scene 2. All right, I'll give it a chance to catch up. So there's two aspects of the supporting foot. One is the well, let me just see if there's something on here. No, okay, that's it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't do this. Hey, Jim. Okay, didn't she win another gold this summer? Yeah. Yes, Jim. Yes, yes, yes. Those girls, my girls are do very well nationally, but we still have a ways to go to get to the international level and play at that level. And yes, Uta Abe was the girl I was showing, and she is marvelous. And I've got some. She does tremendous transition into Newaza too, which I will be showing in a future in a future session. So now that I got this up again, let me see if I can find my way around. If you'll give me. Hmm. For some reason, I can't get my videos to play. So we'll see if that works out in the future. So one of the things I talk about, and we just had a big camp in Boston, and when you're practicing your technique, whether it's uchikomi or nagikomi or on a crash pad, any kind of movement, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our supporting foot is going in underneath our opponent. So I find more than not, most athletes in America are shallow in their attacks. Okay, everything's coming. I'm sorry. Let me see where I'm at here. So we saw this. Oh no, we didn't see this. Okay. Uh, so one of the things that I really look for is we have done ladder drills now. Need to get back to these ladder stepping hopping. Uh, so Jim, it's not only getting back to the ladder; it's the hopping on one foot, balance on one foot. I do a lot of work on 2 feet also. I do lateral hops, lateral jumps, long jumps, high jumps, all sorts of stuff I do on 2 feet. Always do lateral. I'm always hopping in and out of boxes on both ways. However, the agility and balance on one foot is critical. And again, for kids, I do a lot of different drills. Ladder is just one of them. I mean, I do a lot of different drills. I have the kids take their belt off and I have them do like 50 jumps on right foot, 50 jumps on left foot, and just get them used to, getting coordinated, hopping and balancing with the belt going over like a jump rope on one foot. And it's the kids love doing it. They love doing the ladder. They love doing any leg drills, and it all comes into doing games and drills that kids love to do that build judo fundamentals. Okay, it's really important to do that. I talk about it. I write about it. I can't tell you enough that if you have a junior class where you're starting young kids, day one in judo, we want to start doing, agility drills on one foot. We want to start that. So here's another video that I wanted to show that is just it's a reaching Osoto, but you can't do it unless you bring your supporting foot under you. So you're going to see this. He's going to reach far and he's got to bring his foot in. And you can't do that throw unless you're Supporting foot is under your body. Watch again. Watch how he keeps his right foot under his body all the way there. So he's able to finish the throw chest on chest. Maybe in this case, shoulder on chest. But yeah, yeah, it's this is how you do Osoto. Have to keep that supporting foot underneath you. We saw this. Go back to the drills. Back to me. I'm going too fast. Okay. Uh yeah, I mean tumbling, gymnastics, that's all part of your beginning. You want to do good fundamental drills. The tumbling is great. It's great for strength. It's great for, learning how to roll, how to fall. We want to be doing judo rolls too. I also have a lot of games with sweeping. A lot of games with sweeping where we're working on, just sweeping across the mat, then doing short sweeps, uh, and getting used to keeping your feet under your body. So all sorts of games, moving laterally, moving forward. You know, there's lots and lots of things you can do. Hopping over one leg, hopping over your opponent. So what you can do, of course, is you can be creative. You can be creative yourself. You understand what you want to do. There's tons of stuff on the internet. However, most of the deceleration drills that I find on the internet is based for football. So there's not a whole lot of one-legged ladder drills, uh, but I think you could find them. I mean, they're certainly doing them in agility training, and I know there's other judo athletes that do it. Where are we at here? Okay, out of here. So that's that. That's that. So the when you are doing your warm-ups, when you're doing your beginning drills, and when you are doing, your judo workouts. Those are the things that you want to focus on. Just simple fundamentals in the beginning. I'm sorry about this, guys. This is just the platform that I'm new at, getting used to, and sometimes it has a life of its own. Unfortunately for me, so I don't know if you guys have been following World Judo. There's been some interesting happenings. Certainly with the U.S., we had a silver medalist in the Junior Worlds. Jack Yaneska. He took a silver medal. Watched him fight. It was pretty good. My student Harley Hiller was in there. She lost to one of the best girls in the world from Mongolia. She fought her really good up until 4 seconds left in the match, where she kind of let go of her let go of her strategy and changed it, and got thrown with 4 seconds left. Unfortunately, yeah, Jack Yaneska. Jack Yaneska won a silver. It's a big deal, winning in the junior worlds. It's a little more challenging for men, well, because the depth is there so much. But if you win a medal in the junior worlds, you should be destined for some, certainly for knocking on the door of getting on a podium in a world or an Olympic match. You should be getting close. You should be getting close. Where am I at here? So yeah, Jack did really good, and I mean, and he had a tough gold medal match, but he did really good. I don't know if you guys got to watch it or not. Uh, the but the judo in the world now is getting really, really strong, and the players, as I watch it, not only from year to year or month to month, the what I see is these players are getting better every competition. I mean, we're getting close to the 24 Olympics. Now's the time that you want to watch international judo because people are coming on to playing their best judo, and they're just getting better every tournament. The last competition in 57 kilos, my God, they had two world champions. Where is this? Let me see where I'm at. They had two world champions, an Olympic champion, and maybe three world champions. Three world champions and an Olympic champion in one division. I mean, that's a pretty full division. Pretty full division. And this is in 57 kilos where Christine Deguchi won. But that is no easy fate. That is no easy fate. And the uh, God, guys, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get my picture back up here, guys. The the quality is so high, and it's like watching any other sport. If you're watching two great football teams, two great baseball teams, two great hockey teams, two great soccer teams, that's what judo's like now. We got the best of the best out there fighting, and they're looking for a spot on the Olympic team. And in the case of Canada, they've got two world champions in the same division. I mean, this last competition, uh, uh, Deguchi came out ahead, but Klimkate is right next to her. So if you guys are watching World Judo, now's the time to watch it. It doesn't get better than now, and hopefully that we'll put some people on the team, and we'll be able to watch some Americans fight in the Olympics. That's always great. That's a phenomenal opportunity. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take a look at my blog. If you're not getting it, send me an email at steve at americanjudo.com, and I'll make sure you're seeing the blogs. I have some new videos that I made with Jimmy that are going to be coming out soon, and we'll be talking about different levels of judo, different perspectives, and there'll be good videos to see that you'll have access to. And we're gonna keep pushing development judo. Next month, early next month, I'm going to be doing a U10 workshop where I'm going to be working with young coaches, coaches of young kids. Some of the coaches are young, and I'll be doing a clinic. I'll be doing a clinic with young kids, anywhere from 6 to 10, and teaching these coaches how to do drills and how to develop young athletes and build fundamentals. And I'm hoping to travel around the country to do that with American Judo, just to pass on, pass on the knowledge I have, and hopefully help these coaches develop young athletes with good, strong fundamentals, and then as they move up, just like in any other learning situation, as you go to the next grade, as you go to the next level, as you go to the next school, you have reached a level of competency so you're ready to learn at the next level. And that's the hope. That's the hope. But you'll be hearing soon about our young kids workshop. And if you guys have an interest in that, or if you have a group of kids that you want, not a group of kids your own, but several clubs that are interested in having this, email me and let me know. And if we could find a way to do it, we'll do it. And what we want to do is we want to educate coaches and parents and everybody and students as much as we can, so they can, as they learn more, they'll develop better athletes. As we develop better athletes, the athletes actually will have more fun. They'll stay in judo longer because they'll be better. Again, without the foundation, at some point you're going to reach a point where judo is going to be hard for you. So building good, strong foundation is, fundamentals is really critical. And also, you'll be able to use these kids as they get older to help you teach your club. So we'll be teaching you and teaching your kids. And again, during those sessions, we will be offering it to everyone who wants to come and learn. Jim, I was in the 1988 Olympics. My team: Kevin Asano, Joe Marshall, Mike Swain, Jason Morris, Rene Capeau, Bob Berland, and me. And I was the coach of the 2000 Olympic team. I was officially the men's coach, but I was a personal coach to several of the women. So, I kind of mixed in with both. Which I'll tell you, not that I'm complaining, but I'll tell you that when we did training camps in Europe, they separated the men and the women. And, you had a 2-hour practice with the women, then you had a 2-hour practice with the men. An hour later, you had another practice with the women, 2 hours, and another 2 hours with the men. So, I'm on the mats anywhere from 8 to 10 hours, a day during those training camps. And they're long days. And as I got older, they got longer. So, and they're really intense too. So, yeah, I had a wonderful time. Being an Olympian is a life-changing event. It's something that once you do it, there's nothing quite like it in your life again. And I was listening to some blogs, and I was listening to Charles Barkley say that there's no greater moment for him than, if you ever get a chance, go to the Olympics. If you could become an Olympian, there's nothing like it. And here's a guy who's a professional top basketball player, and he's on a major network, being an announcer, and his view of the Olympics is there's nothing better than that. So it's quite it's an event like no other. And in 2028, it's going to be in Los Angeles. And I was there in 1984, and certainly the whole city, the whole state comes out for the Olympics. So it's an amazing event. It's an amazing event. Everywhere you go, at least when I was there, both in Atlanta and Los Angeles, anywhere you went, it was about the Olympics. It's quite an event. Quite an event. So if you get a chance to go, even if you can't get into the venue, just being there is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Well, gentlemen and ladies, thanks for joining in. Jim, it's always great talking to you. Go ahead and send me an email. And you guys, watch out for what's going on with American Judo. We're always trying to, bring our knowledge to more people. And if there's a way we can, come help you doing a clinic or doing our workshops, send me an email and let me know. With that, I'll bid you guys a fond farewell. Thanks for coming. And again, you have my email address. Let me know if you have any questions. It was fun talking to you guys. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you.